On my side it's load shedding, but I'm connected with my data, so
So I also
I'm
have
not
load
sure.
shedding at sir.
You also have load shedding on your side?
Yes, sir.
What about you, Tumza? Load shedding or not?
There's no load shedding, sir.
No load shedding. Who's on the Kuli? I see you are back. Isn't there load shedding there? I see Tsepang has joined. Tsepang, what about on your side? Are you not experiencing load shedding there?
No, not now.
Oh, okay. Determination is on the line. Okay, no, it's fine. I'll just make an assumption that all is good. But anyway, this lesson is being recorded. So for the guys who are actually experiencing load shedding, I'm assuming they will actually catch up on this lesson. So guys, obviously I've sent some information in the group regarding what we'll be doing today. So yesterday we did 5.1 and 5.2. It was a lengthy lesson, even though we only did 2 questions, which means it is very, very much important, guys, that you study these things. One thing for sure, it's not our last lesson doing trigonometry. We'll still be doing some more lessons. So just make sure that whatever that you can be able to grab in each and every lesson, just make sure that you grab all of that information. So in today's lesson, we'll be looking at 5.3 of the question paper sent in the group. So I'm about to read the information under 5.3. In case if you want to read with me at the same time, on your screen, there should be a button where you can click on back and then go back into the group. So the statement reads as follows. It says, in the diagram below, being this diagram, R is a point in the first quadrant such that T O R is equals to alpha. I think on my drawing I missed a point somewhere there called point T. So what this statement is saying is that point R is in the first quadrant. Yes, we can see there's point R, which is in the first quadrant, such that T angle O R is equals to alpha. So that means in triangle, what is it? T, O, and R. We have angle O being alpha. Okay, makes sense. RO is extended to P. Let's see. There is RO, then they say it's extended to P, okay? Such that OP is equals to 2 times RO. So they're actually saying OP is equals to 2 RO. So good people, very, very much important. You need to be able to interpret the given statement or the given information. So can you see in capital letters OP, we're talking about the length from point O to point P. So here they are saying this OP is 2 times of RO or OR. So that means from there to there is whatever the distance, but from there to there is twice the distance of that. So that means we are having 2 RO in terms of the length there. Okay, makes sense. So let's continue. They are saying in triangle T, angle O, what is it? P, it's equals to beta. Also, you need to be able to interpret what this thing means. It simply means in triangle T, O, and P, which is actually that triangle. So they are saying the angle is beta. Let's see. Where is beta? Okay, there it is drawn like that, and they're saying this angle is angle beta. In triangle TOP, there is T, there is O, there is a P. The angle formed is equals to beta. Okay, let's move on. Then they say it is given that a sine of angle alpha, it is equals to 3/5. So this is all the information that we're given in that statement. Most importantly, we are given the diagram over there. So now we've got some questions based on that given diagram. So it says, without using a calculator, determine the following. The first question being 5.3.1, which says the value of tan alpha, the value of sine beta being the second question, the third question, the coordinates of P. But now, this type of questions, ladies and gentlemen, with this type of questions where you're given a diagram and they say, determine whatever without using a calculator, remember that you might need to try and have the values of all the sides on the given triangles over there, taking into account that we are dealing with a right angled triangle. So I'm not sure if you guys have got all the information that I've given, such that you allow me to move to the part of answering the questions. Before I do that, is there someone who's got a question or who needs an interpretation of that given diagram over there? Shreyas, did you get the message, or is it still on the way? Remember, guys, if you don't respond,
So I got
I'm
the
not
message.
sure if you got
I'm
message,
fine.
if you got the message or not. So the question is, do we move on, or is there someone who's got a question?
No, sir. No question.
Okay.
Oh, she's
Okay, it seems like we haven't got any questions. Okay, then it's fine. Let's see. Now, the first question says, remember, without you using the calculator, determine the value of tan alpha. So, something very much important, guys. Before you can attend to the questions, just make sure that you've got all the sides. Just make sure that you've got all the sides of the given triangles. And we know very well that these are actually right angled triangle. And I said, if you have a right angled triangle, it means you can use sine, cos, tan, or theorem of Pythagoras. You can use all of this to find all the sides. And remember, you just need to know two things in order to calculate everything on a right angled triangle. Doesn't matter whether you have the angle and a side, or if you have two sides, or if you have what is it? The angles and one side. It doesn't really matter that much. Whatever that you have, you can work with it. So let's firstly try to complete the given triangle before we start answering the questions. So remember, we are given sine of angle alpha being equals to 3/5. What is the trig ratio for sine in terms of x, y, and r? Anyone?
It's y over r.
It's y over r. So something that you need to be very careful about. Something that you need to be very, very careful about, ladies and gentlemen, is that which triangle are we dealing with for this ratio? How many angles are we having over there? Obviously, we've got the one for alpha and we've got the one for beta. That means we are dealing with two angles. But in this case, we are given the information about the angle of alpha. So between these two triangles, which one is for the angle of alpha? It's that one, which means this ratio, it is for that triangle. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now, obviously, we know that 3, it's actually the y value. R is the, what is it? R value. So that means we actually have 3 and 5 on this right angled triangle. So now, how can we find that side? Is there someone who wants to guide us in terms of how can we possibly find that side? Remember, these questions are based on our last week's lesson where I taught you guys how to interpret a right-angled triangle, and again, how to notice a right-angled triangle on a Cartesian plane. Anyone who would like to give it a try, just mention your name and I will recognize you, honorable member.
Determination.
Okay, determination is fine, go for it. How can we find that side?
I think you're gonna find that side by using Theorem of Pythagoras.
Okay, let's formulate Theorem of Pythagoras. Remember, guys, all of this, you have to do it before you even start answering the question. So that means the aim is to firstly complete the right angled triangle. Then only after we can answer the questions. So let's try to work towards completing this right angled triangle. If there are 2, let's try to complete both of them. If there are 7, let's try to complete all of them. And the reason to that is because, good people, if we can complete these 2 triangles, if the question is based on this triangle of angle beta, we'll be able to make use of the information to answer the question. If we only solve that triangle or complete that triangle, what happens when they ask about beta? We'll still try to redo or try to complete that triangle. Okay, so now let's see. She says Theorem of Pythagoras. Obviously, Theorem of Pythagoras is going to be hypotenuse or radius being OR squared, which is that this is going to be equals to OT squared plus, what is it, RT squared. What is OR? OR is 5. That we know. What is OT? OT is what we are looking for. What is RT? RT we know is 3 squared. What is that? This is 25. We are looking for OT squared plus 9. What is 25 minus 9? OT squared is it 16? Okay, so that means OT, it is equals to plus or minus 4. But remember, guys, when you introduce a square root on both sides, you have an answer of a plus or a minus. So square root of 16 is 4, which means OT, it's either is positive 4 or it's negative 4. Which one is it and why?
Say positive.
Why?
It's because say x equal the first quadrant.
Yeah, so our x is positive 4 because on this side of the x-axis, x is positive. If it was on this side, it was going to be a negative value. Okay, so now it seems like we have completed that triangle. Here comes a question. What do you guys think is that length from there to there? What do you think that length is?
10 units, say.
But why
10
10 units? How do you know it's 10 units?
because we have times.
It's because from O to R it's 5, and it is stated that OP is equal to 2 RO, which means 2 times 5 is 10.
Which means 2 times 5, it is equals to 10. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. I think we are now getting somewhere. I'm not sure if there's someone who's got an idea in terms of how can we therefore continue to try and find the information about that triangle. Is there someone who's got a suggestion on that?
So please repeat the question.
So the question is, since our aim is actually to try and find what is it? The information about that triangle. Is there someone who wants to suggest how can we possibly find information about that triangle? Is there someone who wants to give us a suggestion?
Say, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure, but I think since the length from O to P, yeah? Yeah. So isn't gonna be like the same as that triangle O ROT? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
the Y. I mean, the x value is going to be negative, then the x value is going to be negative also, I think.
You were breaking there, Tumza. So you're saying -4 from there to there. Is that what you're saying? So I'm suspecting you were suggesting that. No, let me not say it because it's different from what I'm thinking. Can you come again, Tumza?
So I was saying the x value is going to be negative, moving from point O to the left.
But negative what?
-4, sir.
Oh, okay. No, I see. Okay, no, then it's fine. That's what I thought. But okay, let me then try to explain something to you guys. I think I might remove all of this because we did explain all of that. So remember, guys, this 4, it's actually the length from the origin. Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's more like this 4. It's actually the coordinates of t, where x is 4 and y is 0. Is that point there? So this 3, it's actually a 1, 2, and then 3 over there, which is that 3. So it's more like r. That's where x is 4 and then y is 3. That's if we had to give the coordinates of each point. So from the origin to that point being r, it's actually 5. So Tumza, when we try to visualize this thing, it seems like there is no way from there up to there it can be 4. Why? Because this line is actually twice that line. So if maybe, for example, r was, let's say, somewhere there, so that means -4 would actually be somewhere there. So when I said, let me try to say what I was thinking, it's what you were saying. I was about to say, maybe you wanted to say because from the origin to P is 2 times that. Maybe from the origin to there, it might be 2 times 4, and then from there to there, it might be 2 times, 2 times that. This is me just trying to do some estimations. I'm not yet 100% sure, but this is me trying to do some predictions. We'll try to perform some calculations to confirm if that is true. But I need you guys to notice something very, very much important. Let me try to redraw that and maybe draw this straight line. Let's say there is a straight line, guys. You tell me, for some reason, good people, let's say this angle here is 30 degrees. This angle is 30 degrees. Maybe, let's say this is R and this is P. I just want to open your minds. Can someone tell me, what will this angle be if this angle is 30 degrees?
It is going to be 30 also, sir.
Do you guys agree with her saying it is also going to be 30?
Yes, sir.
If that is the case, then from there again, let's draw a line forming an angle. Then we just connect it with this one over there. Do you guys agree with me that from here, which is from there, all the way up to there. What is that angle, guys? So it's more like I've got a straight line. Then I have from there to there. What is that angle? Can someone tell or try to tell us what that angle is?
One eight.
Can you come again? I couldn't hear that. Anyone to give it a try?
No idea, sir.
Okay. I think I heard you saying 108. You are correct. There is a straight line.
Yes.
So the angle that I'm asking about is this one, guys. From there up to there. What is the angle formed, guys? Is it not 180?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. So that means we have 180 degrees. Do you then agree that that angle beta, if that angle alpha is 30 degrees or whatever angle that it is, do you then agree that this angle, it is actually 180 degrees plus that angle being this angle? Do you guys agree with that?
Yes, sir.
So now, if we know this angle and you guys are saying it will be the same as that angle, with us knowing that from the origin to P is 10, do you guys agree that we can use this angle and that length to be able to determine that, and to be also able to determine that? Therefore, we'll be having all the information about this triangle and that triangle. Does it now make sense to everyone, guys?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why kushisha no? Why kushisha? Is it everyone who's kushishing what I'm explaining, guys? Or is it a bit complicated, what I'm trying to explain there?
No, sir, I understand.
Can you see, Shreya? So that means Mhm.
Sorry. Is the 180 degrees angle the inclination angle of inclination?
So how am I going to explain? Wait. Okay, so an angle of inclination, Ngwanamatlo, it is formed by the terminal side. The terminal side is the line that starts from the origin to R. So from there to there, this is the angle of inclination. So for this line, the angle of inclination is the line that starts from there and goes like up to there. So that means a beta there, it is the angle of inclination. And what is the value of that? The value of that is 180 plus this smallanyana angle. That is the value of the angle of inclination. 180, it is not a angle of inclination. It is me trying to explain to you that for you to be able to determine this angle there, you guys confirm to say this angle is actually the same as that angle. So that means if you know what that angle is, then it means you know what that angle is. But this angle is not angle beta, because beta, it starts from there and then up to there. So that means if the question says what is angle beta, it has to be 180 plus that smaller angle. I'm not sure if I gave a better response there. Tsepang, are you happy there with that response? Does everyone understand what I was trying to explain there? So, guys, I don't mind spending much of our time on explaining this part, because once it makes sense to everyone, you won't struggle with understanding answers to these upcoming questions. Ndlovu, just make sure that you don't allow me to continue before you guys understand. Tsepaune, are you still with us?
Yes, sir.
Which language do you speak again, Tsepaune? Are you ready?
Setswana, sir.
Oh, Setswana. So le wena wa kwishisha mona, wa utlwisisa.
Yes, sir.
Tshepang, I'm still waiting for your response. Did I answer you there? I'll make an assumption that she does understand, and assume that the network
Yes,
is
I
not
understand it.
okay, 100%. I just got her response. She's saying she understands. Okay, so now here comes the question. How can we possibly find angle alpha, the value of that angle alpha? How can we calculate it?
I think with sine rule, because we have a side and angle.
Is it Sapone speaking? Sapone, you're saying how can we find that angle alpha? Can you come again?
By the sine rule, sir.
Okay, you tell me what to write. Seems like the network is a bit slow on her side. Is there anyone who can tell how can we find angle alpha?
So we write sine of RT over
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
sine alpha, I think we wanna say. And say they've given us for sine alpha is equals to 3 over 5.
Mm.
So I think we're gonna say alpha is equals to arcsine. Arcsine 3 over 5, say.
Yes. So if we want to know what that angle is, we can simply say alpha. Okay, let me just start it from here to say we were given this to say sine of alpha is equals to 3 over 5. That means this angle alpha is equals to that this over 5. So what is the value of angle alpha?
It's 36,87, sir.
36,87 degrees. So
Yes.
that means also this is equals to alpha. According to what we discussed, we said this angle is the same as this smallanyana angle there, not the whole of that. So that means beta is what is it? Obviously 180 plus that. Does it make sense? I hope we are on the same page on this one, guys. So you can see it actually needs a bit of a concentration, and also you would understand better if you were able to attend my last week's lessons, because everything is based on those lessons. But now let's try to have a look at our very first question. So our first question says, without using a calculator, determine the value of tan alpha. And this question is allocated 3 marks. So there's nothing much complicated there. You just need to know what is the trig ratio for tan. Obviously, tan of angle alpha, we know very well that actually tan is y over x. So what is y for the triangle that has an angle being alpha? Y is 3, isn't it? What is x? Your x is 4. Then when you punch all of this on a calculator, what are you getting? Let me see. I think it's just 3 over 4. It ends as 3 over 4.
Yes.
As a decimal, it's 0.75. So you are most likely to get 1 mark from you substituting correctly on that formula for the theorem of Pythagoras. You must also show those calculations. With you getting your x being 4, you will also get a mark on that one. And also, you will get a mark for your final answer there, where you show that tan, it's actually that ratio, and then this is it. That one, no need to show it as a decimal. Did that make sense to everyone, guys?
Yes, I understood.
Last one to confirm.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 100%. So now let's try to move to the next question. And the next question says the value of sine of beta. I'm not sure if there's someone who can be able to guide us in terms of how can we possibly determine the value of sine beta. Guys, are you guys still there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can give it a try. I'm not sure if I should give you some time to think about it, guys. But remember, when the question says the value of sine beta, they want that ratio to say, is it maybe 6 over 10? Is it maybe 8 over 10? Is it maybe whatever? That's what the question wants you to give as an answer. So I'm not sure if you guys can try to actually think about it. But from what I'm thinking on my side, according to me, I'm thinking if you extend, obviously we know from there to there, it's what is it? It's 5. So let's say from there to there, it's that 5. If it's 5, then it means also there, from there to there, is the same as from there to there. I'm not sure if it makes sense there. So now, if I extend this thing by 5 again, such that from there to there is 10, it's more like I'm just taking the same triangle, that same triangle. It's more like I'm taking that same triangle and I'm just shifting it such that now it is there. So that means from there to there, it is still the same as from there to there. And also from there to there, it is still the same as from there to there. So here I am thinking that possibly from there to there, it is actually 2 times from there to there. So I'm suspecting it's from there to there -8, and then from there to there -6, because it's 2 times from there to there, which is from there to there. I'm not sure if you guys understand what I'm trying to say there. I'm not sure. Can someone say something based on what I've said?
Yes, sir. Not understand. Yes.
Does the same go to everyone? Do you guys get what I'm trying to explain there?
Not
Yes, sir.
really.
Okay, let me try to explain to that other one. So what I'm trying to say is that if we have this triangle, let's say from there to there is 2, and then from there to there it's also a 2. And then let's say from there to there, for some reason, is 4. I'm just giving an example. Then, if we extend this thing by another 4 units in the same angle, so what I'm saying is that means it's more like we are just taking the same triangle, but now extending or putting it there, such that from there to there, it is still that from there to there. That means from here to here, it will still be 2. And also from there to there, it will still be 2. Then it means from here to there, it is now 8. So that means from there now to there, it will be that 2 plus 2. It's 2 and 2, which means it's 4. And then from here to there, it is that 2 plus 2, meaning it's 4. But in this case, this extension is on this side. So it's more like they are saying now, from here to there, it is 2 times from there to there, which means if from there to there it's 4, here it's 8. So that means if it's 2 times, if you had to rotate this thing, let's say you rotate it, you reflect and then you reflect. That means it was going to be the same thing, but in this quadrant. So that means half of 8 from there to there, let's say it's somewhere there. So that means from there to there, it is actually what? 2, which is that 2. From there to there, it is also 2. So this angle is the same as that. If the angle are the same, and you also have this from there being equals to there from there, then it actually means also from there to there is the same as from there to there. But now, can you see? They said from the origin to P is 2 times, which means also from there now to there is just a bigger triangle. Then it's another 2. It's more like from there to there is another 2. So that means from there to there, it's actually 4. And then from there to there, it's actually, let's see, it's actually, remember, from there to there is 2. That means from there to there it's also 2, which means from there to there, it's another 4. So it's more like the coordinates of P. If this point is P, let me say it's B. That means the coordinates of B, what is X? X is 4, but it's negative. And then this one is also negative. Then it's negative 4. I'm not sure. Does it make a better sense now, or is it still confusing, guys?
I get it now.
And the other guys, are you also getting it?
Yes, I get it.
Okay. So let me remove all of this. This is a question of which I would like someone to try and check if they can possibly be able to answer this question. But now let's see. Obviously we know that angle. But what I'm suspecting is this side is 2 times that, and also this one is 2 times what is it? 2 times that. But also here we've got a negative value. So what I'm saying, it's more like here we've got negative 8. And then here, what are we having? We have negative 6. And then now, if we had to determine that, it is going to be, what is the trig ratio for this, guys? Is it y over r? I think it's y over r. What is y? Then y would be negative 6, and then r would be 10. I'm not sure if there's someone who agrees with me on that one. Guys, are you still there?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And this question is allocated it's allocated 3 marks. So what they wanted was the ratio of sine angle beta there. Is it possible to further simplify this thing? I think we can.
-3/5.
Because, yes, -3 over 5. So it seems like our interpretation is right. So I'm not sure if you guys do understand this part. Even though it's a bit tricky, I think it's a bit tricky. But if you are able to interpret these two triangles, that's when it should make some sense. I'm not sure. Is there someone who's got a question on that problem there?
No question, sir.
Let me quickly do this. Just want to confirm something. Are you guys all happy, or is there someone who's got a question on that one?
No question.
Someone is saying no question. I want you guys to notice something as well. Let's see. I want you guys to notice something as well. Let me try to remove this thing. Let me try to remove this thing. Yes, let me remove that. I want you guys to notice something. Do you guys think we can try to calculate angle beta in terms of A? Do you guys agree with me if I say, let's see, I just want to quickly check something, guys. Okay, we have a straight line, and then we now have this angle. We also have a straight line there, and then we have that. So you guys, you said this angle is the same as that, being alpha, and then we have the total angle being alpha there. And you say from here to there it's 180 degrees. Okay, here comes the question. Do you guys agree that actually this angle is the same as that one, obviously, and this angle being from there to there, is it not the same as 180 minus that angle? Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Do you guys agree? 180 degrees minus alpha A. Is it not angle? What is it? Is it not angle beta? Does it make sense there? Who? I had someone saying yes. Does it make sense? I'm just not sure if I'm confusing you guys on this one.
Are we not supposed to add the angle alpha when finding angle beta?
Yes. Let me see. 180. Yes. She's making perfect sense. I could sense something. I could sense something is not making sense there. But what she's saying is making a perfect sense. That means it's a plus there. I would agree with you because.
Say, when you say it's 180 plus, is it from that alpha, from the right to that alpha, that side?
To here.
Oh, I thought it's that alpha ends on the, that line.
Okay, so all the angles are measured from the x, which is 0. So all they start from there to there. All they start from there, 0, counting, 90, counting, 180, counting up to whatever the angle there. So let me just remove this and try to explain it better. Shreyas, you are in grade 10. I'm going to try and explain this one to you. If you understand it, I'm going to make an assumption that it now make some sense. So, Shreyas, can you unmute your mic there? Okay, so let's start, Shreyas. Do you agree that angle beta, it starts from there and then it goes all the way up to there and then it passes that point and then it ends there? Does it make sense what I've just explained, Shreyas? This is angle beta. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Let's try to calculate in terms of whatever to get to angle beta there. Do you agree, Shreyas, that this smaller angle being alpha, it is actually the same as that smaller angle this side? Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, you tell me, Shreyas, what is this angle from here all the way up to there? What is that angle, Shreyas? Is it not 180?
So I think it is. I'm not sure, but
Yes, it's 180. Is there someone who also agree with me when I say from there to there it's 180? Because it's just this. This is 180. Is there someone who agrees with me on that one?
Yes,
I
sir.
agree, sir.
Okay, so now with that smaller angle there and this angle being alpha. So if we plus by that angle being angle alpha, do you now agree that actually 180 plus alpha is the same as that angle being beta because it starts from there and it ends on this line? Does it now make sense in terms of why I'm saying beta is actually equals to 180 plus alpha? Just like there's a learner who noticed that it's a plus and not a minus there. Does it now make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Then in that case, do you guys agree that this thing is actually the same as sine of 180 degrees plus angle alpha? Do you guys agree with me on that one? Because we're saying beta is actually equals to that. So can you see? It's more like it's a reduction formula of 180 degrees plus alpha. So here comes a question. Under which quadrant does this angle fall? And in that quadrant, is sine positive or negative? Can someone tell me?
It's in the third quadrant, sir, and sign is negative.
It's in the third quadrant and sine is negative in that quadrant, which means this is the same as negative sine of angle alpha. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now because we are still dealing with angle alpha, it means we can refer to that right angle triangle over there. So that means, what is the trig ratio for sine? Obviously, it's going to be that negative sine is y over r. What is that? It's negative. What is y? Y is 3. What is r? R is 5. So can you see? This is the second way in which we can answer that same question, which says determine that value without you using a calculator. I'm not sure if you guys are happy with that explanation there.
So I'm happy with the explanation.
But does it make sense to everyone? Guys, does it make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now in that case, it means we can try and move on to the next. We can try and move on to the next question, and the next question says, the coordinates of a P. Remember, guys, this is the cream of the question, the coordinates. How do we represent the coordinates? The coordinates are represented by X and Y. So that means whatever that you do, in the end, you must present your answer in that format. So now, based on what I've explained, guys, we did notice that we have our hypotenuse being 2 times that. So I can only assume that also from there to there it will be 2 times that, and also from there to there it will be 2 times that, which means I can say from there to there it is actually 2 times that 4, being equals to 8. But knowing that on this side we are having negative values. That means it is going to be negative 8. And then from there, there to there is what? It's 6. That means on this side, I'm going to be having, it's 3. 2 times 3, it's equals to 6. But knowing that it's on this side of the y-axis, it's negative 6. So my conclusion would be x is negative 8, and then y? It's negative 6. I'm not sure if this explanation makes sense to everyone. Or in case if there's someone who would have approached it differently. Guys.
But why say it is 4 marks? Just 2.
So, remember, obviously, for you to do all of this, it comes from your understanding that this triangle or this right-angled triangle is 2 times that right-angled triangle. So that understanding on its own, it contributes towards you deserving those marks. And again, I might not know the rule at the top of my head, but do we not have the rule of what is that? The rule of triangle or something? Because this right angle triangle is actually 2 times bigger than that one. So let me try to do something there. I just want to check if it's going to work. Okay, let me remove all of this. And say, let's say, from O to that is 2 times from there to there. So let's say, OT is equals to what? It's equals to 4. And then from there to there, it's equals to what is it? 2 times of from there to there, which is 4. And then again, from there to there, it's equals to 3. So that means from there to there, it's actually 2 times of that 3. So that's why you are having 8, and again you are having 6. But with you knowing that in this quadrant you are having negative values, so that means you are having x as negative 8 and also y as negative 6. I think I'm just not sure of which other way to explain that. But it seems like, Dumza, you deserve the 4 marks based on your understanding that if you are having a right-angled triangle, if they were saying that radius is 3 times from there to there, then it means also from there to there it was going to be 3 times. From there to there, it was also going to be 3 times. Then you can easily find the coordinates of that point. If it's 10 times, same thing. From there to there, 10, from whatever to whatever 10. I'm not sure if it makes some sense there. I'm not sure, guys.
Yes, makes sense.
Last one to confirm.
Yes, that does make sense.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so now let's quickly try to move to the next question. So be careful of this type of questions, guys. I'll try and find some more of this type of questions. So this question was actually taken from grade 11 question paper. So if you are in grade 10, you shouldn't be worrying about trying to understand up to this level. This level is for grade 11 and 12 learners. So for you, Shreyas, in grade 10, this is just for you to be exposed to what you'll be doing next year. But the question that we did yesterday, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, it's a grade 10 question paper. So you need to be exposed to all these type of questions so that you'll be able to expect anything and confidently be able to answer those problems. So now I'm going to remove all of this. I think the next question is it's not based on that diagram. Let me just quickly check. I don't think it's based on that diagram. No, it's not. It's just an independent question. So sure, yes, in grade 10, they'll just give you a Cartesian plane and just one right-angled triangle. But in grade 11 and 12, you'll be given something complicated or something closer to what we have done over there. So just make sure that you practice some more. So the next question says, prove the identity. And this is the identity that they want you to prove. Is sine of that minus tan of that multiplying it's cos. Just make sure that I'm copying everything correctly there, guys. Otherwise, if I don't, we are going to spend a lot of time trying to work out this problem. So we are having sine squared alpha there. They are saying, can someone check, did I copy it correctly there? This is allocated
Yes, sir, you
4
did.
marks. Okay, 100%. So obviously, we're trying to prove that the left-hand side is equals to the right-hand side. Is there someone who wants to give it a try? Okay, so let's see. If you remember, based on my yesterday's lesson, what I said was, when you are dealing with identities, you need to be aware that if there's a need for you to use the reduction formula, reduce whatever the angle that is reducible. That's if you have maybe sine into 180 minus, or sine into 180 plus, or sine into 360 minus, or maybe it could be tan 90 plus whatever angle, or maybe a cos of into 270 minus or plus whatever angle. Then you reduce it to an acute angle. So the other thing that you need to be aware of, you don't want to see a tan whatever the angle. And again, you must know that 1 it's actually equals to sine squared angle plus cos squared angle. And also, you can play around this thing. If you transpose, then it means 1 minus sine squared angle. It's equals to cos squared angle. Or maybe if you transpose cos, then it seems to be that 1 minus what is it? 1 minus cos squared angle is equals to sine squared angle. You just need to bear in mind all that information. So to simplify or to prove, it's really not that much complicated. When you prove and simplify identities, it's almost the same thing, because you pick one side of the equation and try to work it out. Let's try to work out the left-hand side. Let's see. So where would our starting point be? Do we need to reduce? No. Do we have tan? Yes. Okay, let's go for tan. So that means we have a sine angle minus, what is tan? We know tan is sine angle over cos angle. This is multiplying cos angle squared, and the whole of this is divided by cos that plus 1 plus sine squared angle. This step, I hope it makes sense to everyone, because all I did was just to try and write that as a ratio. So now I'm not sure if you guys notice that this cos will cancel with one cos from those two coses, which means we are remaining with sine that minus. Obviously, this is therefore going to be sine angle being that sine angle, and also one cos in there. So this is multiplying a cos of angle over here we are having a cos of angle plus 1 plus sine squared angle. Does this step make sense to everyone, guys, or am I losing you there?
I'm understanding so far.
Okay, so now let's try to move on. What else can we do? It seems like we might need to try and substitute this one with all of that and see what we can end up with. Let's give it a try and see how far we can go with that. If it doesn't work out, we'll try to work it out in reverse. Let's see. So obviously, here at the top, can we just not take out sine as common factor? If we take it out as common factor, we are having that invisible one there minus. We took out this and then we remain with cos of that angle over a cos of angle plus, remember, 1 we said is that. So let's maybe write it as what is it? Maybe cos squared angle plus sine squared angle. Remember, we still have plus sine squared angle there, plus sine squared angle there. I'm not sure. That step, did it make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's now try to continue. So we still have sine of that plus a 1 minus cos of that all over. Let's see if we can try to win this one. Let's see. Obviously, we have 2 of that. These 2, we cannot add them together. I'm actually noticing something now. This might be tricky. Let's continue. We'll see how far we can go with this one. So we have cos angle plus, obviously this one we cannot add it with this because this one is a squared there. So we have cos squared angle, and then these 2, when we add them together, we end up having 2 sine squared angle. Yes, we end up having that. Okay, my question again. All of that, does it make sense to everyone? Yeah, no, that's why. That's why I'm suspecting something, and I've just confirmed it. Which is why I always try to emphasize that make sure that whatever that you copy is correct. Guys, did I copy the original problem correctly? I had 3 years, he said yes, but did all of you guys check if I copied it correctly?
Oh, so underneath it's cos theta minus 1, not positive 1.
Not positive 1. So can you see what happens, Tumza, if you copy the problem incorrectly? Can you guys see what happens? Three years. So it's a minus there and not a plus. So if you copy the original problem incorrectly, I'm telling you guys, you are in a big trouble because you're going to spend forever trying to correctly answer the problem there. So now let's try to work it out again. So obviously we know that there we've got sine that, and then here we've got sine angle over cos angle multiplied by cos squared angle. The whole of this divided by cos angle minus 1, what is it, plus sine squared angle over there. Okay, so now obviously that cancels with that, and then we remain with sine angle minus what is it? It's sine angle times cos of angle over cos angle minus. Remember, if we see 1, let's try to substitute that and see how far we can go with that. But the tricky part here is that when you substitute, put it in brackets so that you don't lose the impact of that negative. So we can maybe say we have cos squared angle plus sine squared angle. Then we close. And then from there we plus with that to say plus a sine squared angle. This step, did it make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take out a common factor there. Obviously, we notice we have sine angle into 1 minus a cos angle over cos angle. Then if you say this times that, that times that, what are you having? You have negative cos squared angle minus a sine squared angle. Then you still have that being plus sine squared angle. I'm not sure. This step, do you guys agree with me on that one, on that step?
Yes, everything's okay now.
Okay, so now can you see that you have negative sine squared theta plus a sine squared theta? So it's more like it's negative 1 plus 1. Does it not cancel these two? Do they not cancel?
They are.
Okay, then in that case, it means we remain with sine angle into 1 minus a cos angle all over. We're just remaining with cos angle minus cos squared angle. So next step, it seems like we can take out common factor there. So that means we are having sine angle 1 minus cos angle all over. Can we not take out cos as common factor? I think we can take out cos x, cos theta as common factor. Then we have that invisible 1. This is that minus, and then there is 2 coses. Then we took out 1, and then we remain with a 1. So obviously, you can see we are having the same thing there. So what is sine over cos? Is it not tan, guys? I think it's tan.
It is.
So can you now see that the left hand side, it is indeed equals to the right hand side? Did that make sense to everyone, guys?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, it does. It does make a sense.
So I hope you guys did learn that. In case if you copy the original problem incorrectly, it affects all your calculations. And I've always known, it's not my first time copying it incorrectly. I've always known that proving and simplifying is easy. If you don't get to the correct answer, the first thing that you should suspect is that you possibly copied the original problem incorrectly. So you might need to try and check and correct it and make sure that where it's a sign of a plus, you've made a plus. Where it's a minus, you've written a minus. Otherwise, you end up getting incorrect calculations. So, guys, before I close the lesson for today, do you guys have any questions, or did you guys understand? Shreyas, Tumza, Grace, Ngobesh,
No questions, sir.
Kokta, Mwanamatlo.
Understood today's lesson.
Sorry, do you understand?
Last one to confirm.
Yes, we did understand, sir.
Okay, guys, thanks very much for joining. I hope you did enjoy as much as I did. My name is Desmond, and I'm out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.